Hi guys, welcome to Benchfield and Baker. Today we've got the keys to an Audi R8.
Over the next couple of months we're going to be shooting a couple of videos to see what it's really like living with these supercars on a daily basis.
Hope you enjoy.
So you're in a position, we've all played the game. What supercar do you want to buy? You've got 50 grand to spend, what are you going to buy? That leaves us with only a few options really, because it's kind of it's a smaller market. It's getting smaller by the day with the price of Ferraris going up through the roof. So, what we got then?
V8 Vantage,
This?
R8, both manual and Artronic. 911, 997 with a PDK, or 911 turbo with a tip. GTR.
Yeah.
And
they are supposed to be fast though.
If you have a Nissan, you have to explain it. Oh, would you drive a Nissan? Oh. At least if you say Audi, like people are like, oh, he drives an Audi or an Aston Martin. I mean, everyone's going to think you're James Bond.
What is with this? Why do we need the code to my voice? They love it.
You want a bit of this noise, mate? Yeah.
Have some of that. Miss gear, did we?
How can you miss a gear in an automatic? How does that even happen?
Oh dear.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, you've not got a massive amount of options if you want a supercar. You can spend a lot less money and have something a hell of a lot faster. Like there's no two ways about that. That is possible. We've been having an argument for the past 2 days about whether it's a supercar or a sports car. To look at, it is a supercar. To drive, it's a sports car because it does. I mean, another thing we talked about yesterday was this is the first time I've driven a naturally aspirated car in so long. Like so long. The last thing that was naturally aspirated that I drove was a 1964 split screen.
VW.
Yeah, nice. And like, that's just a bit of a different kettle of fish. But
same kind of money though, some of them.
This is very true. But yeah, I mean, this is great fun to drive. I mean, everybody looks at you. Ain't nobody looking at you in a 911.
Or the turbo in 911.
Yeah, nobody even, unless you're into cars, nobody knows what that is.
It's the craziest thing. You drive the turbo through a town,
nobody looks.
no one even pays attention. You could park it anywhere and no one's going to look at it.
Yeah. Whereas you drive this and everybody will turn around.
Yeah.
Like everybody.
Even the cyclists.
Yeah. And they're not real people.
Your favourite people in the world.
About supercar to look at, maybe not performance wise, but if you put one of these next to a V10, unless somebody's really into cars, are they going to be able to tell the difference?
They're never going to know.
No.
They're never going to. Other than the sound, but like you said, they have to be a car person.
Yeah.
To really understand. That is the thing about this car, though, the sound, isn't it? It is the most disappointing thing with this car. It's a completely stock system. It's not been butchered. It's not been tuned. It's not been anything like that. It's a completely stock car. It's an 08 plate. You know, it is absolutely stock. And I think that is what lets this car down the most.
I completely agree. Yeah.
I think that's the most disappointing thing about this car. Yeah. And the thing that lets it down the most as well. Everything else you can kind of live with, but I think what this car really needs
is a pipe. If you buy one, you buy a pipe.
Yeah, it's one of those cars, I think, that definitely, the more you drive, the more rewarding it becomes. It's a funny old gearbox on this thing.
Yeah, it is.
It takes, this is the R-tronic model. I think the S-tronic on the newer models is way better with the double clutch system, but on this one I think it's a little bit glitchy, the gearbox. It's kind of a bit notchy.
You have to get a technique, don't you?
takes a special technique to get it right.
Yeah.
If you get it wrong, it's awful. This one we're actually driving right now, it's pretty well spec'd. It's got all the carbon pack. There's carbon everywhere in this thing.
No, it's loaded with carbon. It's pretty ridiculous.
Right, so we've got the Alcantara roof, we've got the Alcantara seats. It's pretty cool. The carbon fibre all around the dashboard. There's kind of a neat little feature here where the carbon fibre is all shiny down the front of the dash, and then when you get onto the top bit, just where your window would be reflecting it, it takes it to a matte finish, which is, I think that's a really neat little touch.
It is.
The only thing that I really don't like about this car in the interior, like it really bothers me, is where the cup holders are.
Yeah.
I think that's the dumbest place ever.
It could do with a flip down, just to put your arm in.
Whatever. You just need something. It just looks. It's not even that it looks ridiculous. It just doesn't work. You've got to put your elbow there, and your elbow.
What's it like when you've got a McDonald's cup or something? Your arm's going to be up here, and you're going to keep knocking.
Yeah, exactly. You just knock everything.
Oh, coffee wouldn't be the one at all, would it?
It's just shocking.
Yeah.
It's just shocking. We need to go and find a Starbucks or something, and we'll prove this.
Other coffee brands are available.
Other coffee brands.
Apparently, we wouldn't have anything else, but they're available.
They're available. Yeah, so you can get your Starbucks in there, and you're going to be throwing it all over the place. But then saying that, I've driven other supercars that don't even have cup holders, so
This is very true.
this is a bonus to have a cup holder. If you're using this on the daily, which I guess most people probably would be.
Literally get out of any other car and get straight in this, and it's not intimidating.
No, it's not intimidating.
There's not switches everywhere. I mean, it is only powerful when you...
switches?
Yeah, it's only powerful when you want it to be. So that's 6th gear, 43 miles an hour. And if I bury my foot in the ground now...
Where did that shift down to?
Second. Well, I
From
think
6?
I think it was being quite indecisive of itself for a minute, wasn't it? So yeah, you want to be driving this car in manual if you want performance, but well, I am in manual. It's just changed down the gears. I am the captain of this ship. Why did I even do that? I wanted to see if it would pull in sync. Clearly, the car doesn't want to do that. Which you do have the option to buy the manual. We're about to get done by this little dinky 125.
What?
He's on him. He's on. Look at him. He's absolutely pinned.
He's like on his little rebel. And there we go.
Let me get him back.
Yeah, I think we'll have him now. See ya! So they give off way more intuitive now.
Yeah.
When you get on it, it works better. Lovely, mate. It does sound good, doesn't it?
That's all me. I'm heel toeing.
Yeah. Heated seats, oh my god, they're the best. They are actually the best heated seats in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree. The heated seats in this car have performed way better than any other heated seat I've come across.
Yeah, we've driven some tasty stuff. I mean, my Range Rovers over the years, they've all got good heated seats and stuff, but this on another level. Very I think it's the same sat nav. Yeah, I don't know if you can put a zip code in or the postcode. I'm not sure. And it's not a touch.
Oh yeah.
But it's not a great system. That was fine. It's in moments like that when you realise how wide this car really is. You're just driving around regular and it feels absolutely fine, and then you suddenly come to a point and it's like, ooh, see, I need to concentrate a little bit. But
yeah, the sat nav looks like it should.
Apparently we're not even on the road at the moment.
If the Nokia 5110 had a map function, this is exactly like that.
This is the point. But yeah, I think it's just solid build quality. It's a good car, man. Yeah. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. For the couple of weeks we've had it, I think done a nice.
It will eat up the miles as well. Well, I am so comfortable with it.
Yeah, we might have to do a Nurbo trip in our way at some point. But yeah, I mean, that was a really bumpy country road we were just driving down. You know, it wasn't a smooth high street, smooth highway, and it's quite comfortable, man.
Yeah, I must say it's pretty smooth considering.
Man, this heated seat, I'm going to have to turn it down like I'm on fire. And I'm really lazy with this car as well, so with the gearbox, I'm always driving just automatic mode. And everyone always says, oh, if you've got an R8 with the R-Tronic, you've got to just drive it in manual mode and click, click, click. I don't know, I don't think it's too bad. It's a little bit jerky when you get on the gas and you really start pushing on. But like just driving through town, I think it's okay in auto mode. I don't mind it.
You can place the car very well. I'm not quite so sure what it's going to be like at very high speed, but with four-wheel drive.
And in the UK, with our speed limits.
Yeah,
I don't think
it handles well.
You're going to have to be crazy you're going to have to be driving this car hard for it to let go on you.
Absolutely.
And also ESP on.
Yeah, leave that on.
We won't press that. I'm not man enough for that. I've had experience without ESP in the past.
Traction control, track, save it, turn it off on the track.
When there's no trees or armco barriers, curbs, anything, people, and whatever it is, just, you know, traction control, keep it on. We're driving on the roads, we're not racing, so I'm a slow driver anyway. I drive like an old granny on the roads.
And a track.
Well,
So, if you buy this car, you put a pipe on it, end of discussion. Mapping, filters, suspension. A lot of people seem to be putting airbags on these. If you want to do that, knock yourself out, but don't.
but don't.
Just don't do that.
Don't do that.
So we've been testing the practicality on the car all day. We've just worked out that you can in fact fit a child in the boot.
Ready? Oh, that was good. So we've got to the end of the day. We've been shooting all day. We've been messing around in the car and driving around and trying different bits, testing different things out. We've kind of run out of light now, so we've pulled up. We've got the porter kettle on, so we're going to make ourselves a cup of tea, have a little chat, have a little overview of the car, and see what kind of conclusion we come to.
I'm all in.
You're on board.
Absolutely. When you're driving it, you have to adapt a technique to driving with this gearbox. So every time, if you're in manual and you want to pull the paddle, you need to just lift off the throttle, pull the paddle, put your foot back on the gas, and it's way less jerky than if you just keep your foot buried in the floor. You would have seen earlier in the video that I hit sort of a false neutral or something. It just sort of,
I don't know how that happened.
It just literally stopped. But on that time, I didn't actually lift my foot off the gas to pull the paddle to then get going again. So I think that's probably my error there. But you shouldn't really need to do it with an automatic gearbox. But with this one, I mean, the car is what, 8 years old?
Yeah, it's an old gearbox.
Yeah, give or take. I mean, the gearbox is prehistoric, if you will.
Against the modern cars of today, you can't compete.
Yeah, compared to a general DSG kind of setup, any double clutch system is going to just
annihilate it.
Yeah, completely annihilate this gearbox. But with the correct technique, it does work absolutely fine. Steering is very responsive. It's quite heavy, so it's easy to position the car exactly where you want to put it. It's reasonably fast. It's not the fastest thing I've ever driven by any account, but it's usable.
Yeah, I think bang for buck, it's not a bad car. I mean, we're talking about a car that's in the 40 to 50 grand bracket. This is an 08 car with 31,000 miles on the clock.
Yeah.
And you know, you're going to look to pay something like 45 to 50 grand probably. Once you get used to it, and I would still have it over the manual, personally. I don't know what you're saying.
I think I'm fed up with changing gears.
Yeah.
Yes, you've got to change a normal automatic style to make this one smooth, but when you get the hang of it, it works really, really well.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like driving a high-powered diesel car fast.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
okay,
when that
yeah,
torque
yeah,
just
yeah,
comes
yeah.
in and you slam it into the next gear and it's just... And then it goes. I'm slating it. I'm not. I've loved it. I've really enjoyed driving this car.
If you had 50 grand and you had to buy a car and you had a choice between buying something new or a second-hand R8 R-Tronic,
What are you going to get new for 50 grand? If you're considering buying an R8, go and buy one. The shortness of it is, it's a fat car, we're happy.
it's a serious car.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Please make sure that you like, share, send it to your friends, leave comments. Just...
Yeah, also, if you can think of any other cars that you think we should be comparing it with, let us know. And we'll see if we can get our hands on some in the not too distant future. We'll see what's around in the market and we'll get what we can. So, from us, it's been a wicked day. Thanks for watching, if you've watched the whole thing.